Afghanistan, where U.S.-led evacuations continue despite the threat of more violence tonight. Joining us now to talk more about the troop withdrawal and what's ahead is Northwestern professor Ian Hurd. He is an international relations scholar. Dr. Hurd, thanks for joining us.
Pleasure.
First question, you say that President Biden deserves a lot of credit for this evacuation and withdrawal. Why?
I think the withdrawal is the right thing to do. And in fact, the terrible attacks this week shows exactly why it's smart for Biden to take Americans out of there. It's a very dangerous place for Americans. There are many armed groups fighting their own causes who see killing Americans as a political and symbolic victory. So leaving so many Americans in the country, as this occupation required, military people, contractors, makes it very, very dangerous for them. So getting Americans out of there makes America safer. Biden's doing the right thing.
Several presidents had promised to get the troops out of Afghanistan for years, decades, because it's a 20-year war going on there. And don't you believe that the same thing would have happened if any president had withdrawn?
Yeah, getting out of this military situation would always have been a mess. I think that the problem has been that American presidents keep getting convinced by their advisors that staying just a little longer will make things a lot better. And that's never been true. And we're seeing now Biden kind of seeing the situation more clearly, having the courage to simply say, no, we're not making the situation any better by staying. And in fact, by staying, we're making things more dangerous for Americans. So we better get out and invest our resources more wisely elsewhere.
I mean, he's even getting criticism from both sides that they should extend past August 31st, but you're saying that wouldn't make a difference.
No, I think in the end, the situation is that there are armed groups there who care much more than the U.S. does about what happens. Let's remember, the Americans are a really small player in Afghanistan. There are militias that are fighting over control in the neighboring countries, Pakistan, Iran, and others, care a lot more about what happens there, and they're going to invest in fighting for their interests. The U.S. is smart to keep its nose out of the ring, cut down on its losses, and save the huge amounts of blood and treasure that it has been investing there for so long to no real payoff.
You saying they're a small presence, that's pretty obvious in the fact that the Taliban was able to take over so quickly as far as the governing body. And yesterday, the president says that Afghan is a very divided region, not very unified. So staying there really wouldn't have made a difference. Do you think that, well, I should ask you, what is this going to do for his presidency going forward?
Well, I think it's a mess right now, this week, but in the longer term, the medium term of his presidency, I think he'll get a lot of credit for having cut off one problem in American foreign policy that's been festering for so long. It's been kind of a sinkhole of money and people from the American side for so long without any real payoff. And policymakers are supposed to set a goal and then look for a policy that achieves it. The Afghanistan situation has never been an achievable goal for the U.S., and it's much smarter to cut your losses and reinvest at home or elsewhere.
And what will happen to the Afghans, those who are coming here, do you think? Will they survive well among Americans?
Absolutely. I think in a way, this is what the U.S. can do best, is to open its borders for more people who want to leave. And in fact, the most useful thing the U.S. could probably do now is recreate a really functioning visa system and refugee system so that people who do want to leave Afghanistan because they feel like they're in danger have an easy way to do it and come to the U.S. That's a win for both sides.
Yeah, we had the general talking today how they have set up special immigrant visa applicants. They've set up hard and soft places for them to live. And it sounds like it's pretty organized at this point. Dr. Ian Hurd, thank you so much with Northwestern University. Be safe, be well.
My pleasure, you too.
Next for us, it's